So we're supposed to talk on very special subject matter today, and that is the 10 offenses against the holy name. So एक शुद्ध नाम हमारे अनंत जन्मों के सब पाप को हर लेता है। शुद्ध नाम, शुद्ध नाम का अर्थ है 10 नाम अपराध से बच के नाम लिया जाए तो उनको शुद्ध नाम कहते हैं। तो हमारे जीवन का परम चरम लक्ष्य है श्री कृष्ण का शुद्ध प्रेम हमारे हृदय में संपूर्णतया जागृत करना। प्रेम का अर्थ है प्रेमी के लिए सेवा और समर्पण दोनों। खाली समर्पण प्रेमिक the supreme aim and goal of human form of life is to reawaken our pure love for Krishna. So pure love of Krishna means if you want to attain that, then we have to chant the pure holy name, Shuddha Naam. Pure holy name, Shuddha Naam, is considered Shuddha, pure, if we avoid not commit 10 offenses against the holy name. So this is very scientific. If you want to love someone, then we have to serve that someone and surrender to that someone. Only service will not work, may work, but surrender also has to be there. Seva and samarpana, both has to be there. Just like Prabhupada gives a very beautiful example that a wife, she does not do laundry for husband or cook for husband or service for husband, but she tells her husband when he comes from work, she sits down in the entrance in a good couch and tells husband, I love you, honey, I love you, honey. But no service for husband. That love will not last much longer. Love means service, seva. And love means samarpan, giving our whole self to beloved. So service and surrender both has to be there for our beloved. Then the love will be perfected. So this love for Krishna we have to reawaken in our heart. So then Bahujanmak yadi kare Shravan Kirtan tabu to na paye Krishna pade premadhan. If we commit offenses, 10 offenses to the holy name, then it's not chanting the holy name. Bahujanma yadi kare Shravana Kirtan. Birth after birth, we may chant holy name, but at the same time, we commit offenses against the holy name, then tabu to na paye Krishna pade premadhan. then we will not attain pure love of Krishna. So this is the very expensive commodity, Krishna Prem. So service has to be there, and at the same time we have to have surrender. We have to surrender to our beloved, whoever is Krishna. We have to surrender. So surrender are of 6 kinds. Anukulena sankalpa, pratikulena varjanam, raksa ititi vishvasho, goprutve varnam tatha, atmanikshepa kalparnye, sadavida saranagati. So there are 6 kinds of surrender to Krishna. So first is anukulena sankalpa. We have to serve Krishna in favorable condition, the way Krishna wants, not the way I want. The way Krishna wants, we should serve Him. So, anukulena sankalpa, pratikulena varjanam, and whatever is not favorable to Krishna, whatever Krishna does not like, we should not do. Pratikulena sankalpa. Then raksaititi vishvasho. We should have a firm faith that Krishna will protect me under all circumstances. Raksaiti, raksha. Krishna will protect me under all circumstances, all the time, day in, day out, throughout eternity. Raksaititi vishvasho. Goprutve varnam tatha. And Krishna is my provider. He provides to ant and He provides to elephant. So He will provide me also. That kind of firm faith we should have. Rakshaiti vishvasho. Goprutve varnam tatha. He will provide me. He will protect me. Raksaititi vishvasho. Goprutve varnam tatha. Atmanikshepa kalparniye. Atmanikshepa means surrendering everything we have. Just like Bali Maharaj, he surrendered whole kingdom of 3 planetary systems. And plus he surrendered himself. Atmanikshep, kalpani. Kalpani means utmost humility. One must be very, very humble to serve Lord Krishna. So this is called Saranagati. So if we want to love Krishna, then we have to serve and we have to surrender. In Toronto Temple, in our old days, we were having this in everyday Jai Om prayers. Service and surrender ki Jai. Service and surrender. If you want to love someone, then you have to surrender to him and serve him. Then loving reciprocation will start. So this is the goal of our life, to reawaken our pure love for Krishna. So this service begins with mouth and tongue. Sevan mukhe jivado swayameva spuratyada ata Sri Krishna namadi nabhavid grahamendriya. So we have to start our service with our mouth and tongue. So the function of mouth and tongue is to speak and to eat. So eating Krishna Prasad, that's another lecture altogether. But speaking by mouth or saying So what can we say that can please Krishna the most? We can glorify him, and and what can be more elevated, glorious glorification than saying to Krishna every mantra 8 times, saying to Krishna that, my dear Lord, you are most attractive one, and you are always enjoying with your devotees, Raman, always enjoying with your devotees. And you are the most attractive. Saying this 108 times multiplied by 16, and one in one name, one mantra, there are so many names. So we glorify him like this. So this is where seva begins. Sevan mukhe jiva ado. Ado means beginning. So it begins with mouth and tongue. So easiest and topmost method of serving him in this day and age is to chant his holy name. So this is the best service, yes, but then we also have to consider that we glorify him through his holy names, then we should not offend the holy name. 10 offenses we must avoid to serve him. So we want prema, but at the same time we offend the holy name, then we will not able to attain that pure love. It's like you want to cook khichdi. It may be big, nice pressure cooker, but at the same time you are pouring water into fire. So how khichdi will be cooked? Our khichdi will be raw, not cooked. Same thing, we want to serve Krishna. We want to have Krishna's pure love, but at the same time we offend the holy name. So it's like pouring water into the fire to cook the khichdi. So khichdi will not cook. Our prema for Krishna will not arouse. So we have to be very careful so that we don't commit any offenses to the holy name. Holy name and Krishna are non-different. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddho Nitya Mukto Abhinatva Nam Namino. So Nam and Nami, Krishna, Abhinna, they are non-different. They are one and the same. Abhinatva Nam Namino. So this Nam Chintamani, Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, it is full of transcendental mellow, transcendental juice. Nam Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Suddho. And this Nam is pure, Purna Suddha, Nitya Mukto, Abhinatva Nam Namino. And that Nam and Nami, they both identical with one another. They are non-different. Prabhupada gives the example that if somebody in the next room, say your son, say Arav is in next room and you shout at calling upon him, shouting, Aro, Aro. So immediately you will get connected to Aro, and Aro will say, Yes, Prabhuji, did you call me? So it connects both of us. That means me and Krishna immediately gets connected. We attract the attention of Krishna. So this should be done in consciousness. You call upon Aro with consciousness. You are aware that Aro is in next room and you are calling Aro in awareness. So we have to be aware of Krishna while calling him. Hare Krishna. So we have to be aware of Krishna. Because Krishna and his holy name is identical, one, absolute. It's absolute. Both are not different. Same thing. Nam namino. Abhinatva nam namino. So this name should be chanted in pure goodness, in pure. Holy name should be pure. So pure holy name we defined that you take holy name without 10 offenses. That means you are chanting pure holy name. So we have to avoid these 10 offenses. Then our khichdi will cook. You try to cook khichdi and pour water into the fire underneath. The khichdi will be not cooked. Khichdi will not cook. So we chant Bahu Janma Yadi Kare Shravan Kirtan Tabu to na paye Krishna Pade Premadhan. We will not attain that Prem Dhan. Gora Pahu Na Bajile Moino Ami Prema Ratana Dhana Helaye Haraino. Prem Ratan Dhan. I kick Prem Ratan Dhan. We have to avoid these 10 offenses, which is the fire to cook khichdi. So the first fire for offense to the holy name is, first offense is to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating holy name of the Lord. So a devotee such as Srila Prabhupada and all of us, we have dedicated our life to preach Krishna consciousness, to preach holy name throughout the world. So that's why very natural that holy name would love, holy name will love who preaches the glories of holy name. We blaspheme, offense is to blaspheme the devotees who has given up his life for propagating holy name. So in snow, below zero weather and hot countries, very hot, in adverse condition of weather, devotees, they give up their comforts and go out and preach holy name, chanting holy name, Harinam, Sankirtan. Naturally, holy name will love that devotee who preaches the glories of the holy name. So when you offend loved one, then naturally Lord Krishna will take that offense. Holy name will take offense. Because the devotee is very dear to holy name. Because he is preaching throughout his life. He is propagating holy name throughout his life. So when we offend such devotee, holy name takes up that offense. Just like example is given that if you offend a child, uh, a child, you spank him or you do something offensive to the child, after a while child will forget and love you again. But his mother will not forgive you. His mother will keep that grudge because you offend her child. So mother will never forgive you. Similarly, if you offend a devotee, blaspheme him, ninda, chugli, whatsoever way, you beat up, dishonor him, whatever way you offend this devotee, a devotee, if he is pure enough, he will forgive you. But Krishna will never forgive you. Haristane aparade tare harinam, tumastane aparade nahi paritran. If you offend Lord Hari, Krishna, then by chanting his holy name, calling upon him to forgive you, he may forgive you. But if you offend his devotees, he will never forgive you. Sadhu Rudaya Mahya Aham Bhakta Paradino Hi Aswatantra Evad Bija Sadhubir Grasta Radayo Bhaktair Bhakta Jana Priya. So devotees, they are in the heart of Krishna. Sadhavo Rudayam Mahyam Sadhutva Rudayam Chaham. I am in devotee's heart and devotees are in my heart. Such is an intense, tight, pure relationship with Krishna and his devotees. So, if you offend devotee, maybe devotee may forgive us, but Krishna will never forgive us. Krishna gets involved immediately. Whom you trying to love? We are trying to reawaken our pure love for Krishna. And he says that Bhaktair Bhakta Jana Priya. Not only my devotees are dear to me, but devotees are very dear to me. So this is a very, very severe, out of all 10, very severe offense to the holy name. To blaspheme or to offend a devotee of the Lord who has given up his life for propagating holy name. So Krishna loves his devotees. Krishna, he says in Bhagavatam also, he says, Na yatha me priyatam, na atmayonir sankaro, na sankarsano, na sribir, naivatma yatha bhavan. I love my devotees like yourself, Uddhava. I don't have as much love or enough love for Brahma, who is my son, Shiva, who is my very soul, and Sankarsan brother Balaram, who is my brother, and Sri, my wife, Lakshmiji, Radhangana Mari, પણ મારા સંતની દાસી રે 68 તીર્થ મારા સંતને ચરણે Koti Ganga Koti Kasire. Krishna says, Narsimha Mehta is Kruti. He says that Prana Thaki Mune Vaishnava Vala. I love my devotees more than myself. Arani Senegaure. Tapa Tiratha Vaishnava Kunta Padamukhi Bhakta Bulave Tyahu Jaure. Arasata Tiratha. There are 68 different places of pilgrimage under the lotus feet of my devotees. And millions of Ganga and millions of Kasi under the lotus feet of my devotees. Krishna loves his devotees like this. Na yathame priyatam, na atmayonir, na sankaro, na sankarsano, na sribir, naivatma yatha bhavan. The devotees are more dear to me than Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, my brother Balaram, my wife Lakshmi, and myself. Devotee is more dear to me than these personalities. So, if you offend his devotees, then you are finished. He says, Lakshmi ji ardangana mari panamara santani dasire. Lakshmi ji is my wife, but she is the maid servant of my pure devotees. Dasire. 68 तीर्थ हमारा संतने चरणे Koti Ganga Koti Kasire. Narsimha Mehta says that my devotees are so dear to me, Krishna says, of course, that Marare Santani Ninda Kare Teni Jihuva Sangam Kapure. If somebody blasphemes my devotees, I cut their tongue off. Marare Santani Ninda Kare Teni Jihuva Sangam Kapure. Marare Badya Vaishnava Chode. Vaishnava Badya Menava Chutere. Ekavaram Vaishnava Mune Badeto Te Bandhan Menava Tutere. Marare Badya Vaishnava Chode. If I bind up somebody, then Vaishnava can undo that. But if Vaishnava binds somebody, then I am helpless. I cannot do anything. I cannot relieve them. So Vaishnava, when Besi Gayatya Ubore Sabaru, Uba Gayatya Hu Nachure. હું તો વૈષ્ણવથી ક્ષણો નહીં અળગો ભણે નરસયું એ પદ સાચું રે બેસી ગાય ત્યાં ઊભો રે સાંભળું. In other words, I am ever ready to serve my devotees, and I am never separated. I never separate myself from my devotees even for a moment. So such is an intense tie between Krishna and his devotees. So if you offend his devotees, sadhu nindanam, sadhu ninda, Krishna, Vaishnav ninda, Krishna's devotees ninda, chugli, dvesh, offense. If you offend his devotee, there are 6 offenses against the Vaishnavas. I say this every time I come. Looks like it is inevitable. So, Hanti, Nindati, Vaidvesti, Vaishnava na abhinandati, Krandati, Jayate na harsam, Darsane patanani sat. These 6 offenses against the Vaishnava. Hanti, to beat up a Vaishnava. Nindati, to unnecessary criticize and blaspheme the devotee. Vaidvesti, Vaisnavana Abhinandati, to not greet devotee upon seeing him. When we see some devotee, we should greet him, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna, like that. We should greet a devotee. Vaisnavana Abhinandati. Krandati, to exhibit anger on devotees. And Jayate Nahar Samdarsane. By having his audience, we don't become jubilant, blissful. That is also an offense to the devotee. So we should be very careful not to offend any devotee. There are three grades of devotees, and we should give them respect, due respect. Whatever respect they deserve, that much respect we should give. Not much, not less. Sakale Sanman Karito Sakati Dehonatha Jatha Jatha Tabito Gaibo Harinama Sukhe Aparadha Behata. We have to give due respect to every devotees. Sakale Sanman Karito Sakati Dehonatha Jatha Jatha Tabito Gaibo Harinama Sukhe Aparadha Behata. So we have to be very extremely careful not to offend any devotee. And because of this, I see that sometimes that many a devotee offending other devotee. I saw that very often. So that's why I wrote this book called Sadhu Sangha, how devotees should deal with one another. So second offense is to consider the name of demigod like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of Lord Sri Krishna, Vishnu. So there is only one God. Every religion has one God. So as we also have one God, and that is Krishna. Krishna is the only God, and Asama Urdhva. Nobody is equal to him, and nobody is equal to and above. Nobody is above him. Asama Urdhva. That is Krishna. So all demigods are his assistants. Just like a king has nothing much to do, he takes work from his ministers and other servants. So Krishna has many ministers and servants, and he is the only God. Nobody is equal to him, nobody is above him. So we cannot equate Krishna to greatest demigods such as Shiva and Lord Brahma. They both are devotees of Krishna. Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambhu. That Lord Shiva is greatest of all great Vaishnavas. Vaishnavanam Yatha Sambhu Nimnagatam Yatha Ganga Puranam Idam Tatha Nimnagatam Yatha Ganga. And Achyut, in God's Achyuta, Krishna is the greatest. So we have to, if you are in front of a king who is sitting on a throne, in a meeting with his ministers, and you tell him, king, that all these ministers are also king. So immediately king will chop your head off because that's an insult to king. Similarly, there is only one God, and that is Krishna. And all demigods are his ministers, assistants. He has nothing to do. Krishna has nothing to do except enjoying with his girlfriends and boyfriends and parents and servants and just enjoying, especially with gopis and cowherd boys. That is all he is. Rama is always having sporting pastimes with boyfriends and girlfriends. And that is the only business Krishna has to enjoy. So these ministers are his servant, Krishna's servant. And that's why to consider the names of demigods such as Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal and independent of Lord Krishna, names of Lord Krishna. So also the demigods also will not like it. If you say any demigod that you are God, Supreme Personality of Godhead, then also the demigods will not like it because they are not Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are offending them by saying so. Why? Because you should be glorifying to Krishna. Third offense is to disobey the order of spiritual master. So spiritual master is considered to be as good as God. Sakshad haritena samasta sastrair uktas tatha bhavyate sadbir. So Satbe, all the devotees and sages says that Guru is as good as God. And all scriptures, Shastra, Samasta Shastra, says that Guru is Sakshat Hari, Pragat Hari, or manifested form of Lord. Manifest. We can see him, we can talk to him, we can walk with him. So, Sakshad Haritena Samasta Shastra. So, Guru is very dear to Krishna because Guru is preaching about holy name. And that's why Guru is very dear to holy name. And if you offend Guru, then holy name, naturally, holy name will take up that offense. So we have to be very careful not to offend a Guru. Yasya prasadad bhagavat prasado yasya prasadana gatikotopi dhyayam suvam stasya yasya tri sandhya. We should remember him. And if he is pleased, then Krishna is pleased. If he is displeased, then Krishna is displeased. So we have to be very careful not to offend our spiritual master. Fourth offense is to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of Vedic version. So all the scriptures are glorifying and preaching holy name. Srimad Bhagavatam, right in the beginning, 11th sloka, 1:11. Nam sankirtanam yasya sarva papa pranasanam. So Bhagavatam is glorifying holy name in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. So, if you offend Bhagavat, if you offend scriptures, then naturally holy name will take up that offense. So we have to be very careful not to offend Vedic literature. Fifth is to consider glories of chanting holy name to be imagination. So Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not some imagination. It is coming from Kaliya Santana Upanishad and other Vedic literature. Hare Krishna mantra is stated in the scripture many times. Prayanalpalalashya sabhya kalo asmin yuge jana mandasu mandamatayo mandabhagyahi upadruta. So we have to be very careful not to offend these scriptures and to consider glory of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra to be imagination. It's not the imagination. People may think just to kill time and not do any bad thing, just engage somebody in chanting. So 2 hours he will be quiet and no fighting, no biting, no other thing. That is not the meaning of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. The purpose of chanting Hare Krishna mantra is to reawaken our pure love for Krishna, is to ask for more service. And if you serve, then Krishna will love us. So this is the idea of chanting holy name. It's not any imagination. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. So no interpretation. The real meaning of chanting holy name is Hare. We are asking Mother Hara, Radharani, please engage me in Krishna's transcendental, loving, unalloyed devotional service. So that is the meaning of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. My dear Radharani, please engage me in Krishna's transcendental bhakti. But to give some different interpretation is offense to holy name. 7 is to commit sinful activities on the strength of holy name. So we should not commit any sinful activity on the strength of chanting holy name. That I'll chant holy name, let me do this much nonsense. So that nonsense we do, we cannot get rid of it by holy name. It's an offense to commit sinful activity. Of course, holy name, one Sudhanam can eradicate all the sins that we may have committed in previous lives, unlimited previous lives. One Sudhanam can nullify all the ill effects. But it's an offense. So next offense is to consider chanting of the holy name to be one of the auspicious ritualistic ceremony that is offered in Karma Kanda section of the Vedas. So chanting holy name will give me this, give me that. So that's an offense. One must not chant the holy name for some material gain, karma kanda. It is not ritualistic ceremony. This is Mahamantra, it is Krishna himself. And the purpose of chanting this holy name is to ask Radharani My dear Radharani, please give me transcendental loving devotional service to Krishna. No interpretation and no ritualistic ceremony. 9 is to instruct the faithless person on the matter of chanting holy name. Why? Because a faithless person, he is atheistic by nature, and he will preach to you adversely about mundane material knowledge. So that's why to instruct the intimate glories to the faithless. We can spread holy name, we can give him holy name, but we should not tell him intimate glories of the holy name. महात्म्य, नाम का महात्म्य उनको नहीं बताना चाहिए. भगवत नाम दे सकते हैं. And 10 and final offense is to not have complete faith in the matter of chanting holy name and to maintain material attachment even after hearing so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Those devotees of the Lord who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these 10 offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success and goal of life, which is Krishna Prem. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any question anybody has?
Hare Krishna Gurudev, Dandavat Pranam, glories to Srila Prabhupada, and glories to Gurudev. I have one question, Gurudev. When we speak on offenses, there is one more offense like to be inattentive while chanting. So sometimes when we are too tired of services, then just to we have promised chanting 16 rounds. Sometimes we are not in that consciousness to chant it properly. So how can we avoid such offenses?
Well, we should pray to the holy name that I have offended you. So please forgive me. So we can pray to Krishna, to Guru Parampara, to devotees. We have to pray hard and we have to keep promising, one day I will perfect chanting. One day I'll perfect chanting. We should not forget all the time and put our car into neutral gear. We should gear up. One day I will chant holy name. One day I will avoid the offenses. And it will happen. It will happen. It will happen. One day we will chant pure holy name. Because at the end, there will be nothing left. At the end, Mrityu Sarva Haramiham. And we'll chant holy name. We'll smile. We will laugh. And we'll leave this body without any anxiety. Because we are going back to home, back to Godhead. So, I hope I answered. I forgot the question.
You were saying that when we do some service and everything, and then when we try to chant after, then we cannot attentively chant.
Attentively chant, don't worry. Prabhupada has given a beautiful promise. He said that you chant 16 rounds, follow 4 regular principles. If anything lacking, I'll be standing for you on the back door of Vaikuntha and I'll have you illegal entry. So that's a guarantee. Yes, any another question anybody has?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, I have a question.
Yes, Sagar.
So Maharaj, one of the offense is to instruct a faithless person about holy name.
Yes.
Right? So
One thing like I want to ask that Prabhupada instructed or preach to hippies.
Like I said, and we already said that you can preach about holy name, but you cannot tell him intimate glories of the होली नेम महात्म्य नाम का महात्म्य बताने की जरूरत नहीं है लेकिन chanting hearing we can teach chanting all these thing is not instructing the glories of the holy name महात्म्य नाम का महात्म्य नहीं बताना चाहिए लेकिन नाम का प्रचार सारी दुनिया में कर सकते हैं नगर आदिग्राम सर्वत्र प्रचार होय भी मोरा नाम पृथ्वी ते आछे यत नगर आदिग्राम सर्वत्र प्रचार होय भी मोरा नाम तो नाम प्रचार everywhere anywhere anybody we can do but intimate glories we should be only speaking amongst the devotees. We should not preach intimate glories to non-devotees, but we can preach the chanting of the holy name because every living entity has a right over chanting the holy name. We cannot take that prerogative away. We cannot take away his right to chant.
But when you say that Bhakta is more dear to me than Balramji or Brahmaji or even Lakshmiji. So my question is that Maharaj, are they not Bhakta?
They are devotees, but Krishna is discriminating that such as yourself means Uddhava, he is talking to Uddhava. He is trying to glorify his pure devotees. That's what it means. All these devotees that he is saying, they are loving to him and he is loving to them. It's very natural. And that love will ever last anyway. But he, in order to glorify his intense attachment to his devotees, he is saying like this. He's just trying to glorify his devotees. Just like you say, suppose you're another woman than your wife, you say, I love you, I like you, or you can glorify her, but your wife knows that you love her and it cannot be equal. But you may say to somebody else like that. But this is a crude example, but so many other people we say, I love you, I love you. That doesn't mean that you don't love your wife. You love your wife the most, but you are glorifying that person by saying, I love you the most.
Maharaj, I've read that when we hear blasphemy of a devotee, we should be either leaving this place or drop dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in a practical way, like how can we actually apply those? What should be our reaction, or what should we actually do if we are hearing some blasphemy? Or how do we stop the situation? Or what should be our reaction? Could you please enlighten us on that?
Well, first thing is to not commit offenses against the devotees. Then this question will not arise. But even if there is something like that, then leave this place. That is also one of the three you mentioned. So leave the place or tell both of them that I'm not interested. But we should leave the place, or we should say I'm not interested, or I'm sorry, I have to do this, I have to do that, excuse and leave the place. So best thing is not to get into this at all. We should, we should indirectly we can sometimes mention.
She's saying that somebody blasphemy words will we do?
Somebody blasphemes some other person, then you are the third one. So then best thing is to leave the place. Excuse me, I have to do this seva. So just try to avoid it. Because when somebody is heated up to fight, very, very difficult to cool him down. Very difficult. When they cool down, then you can instruct them all these things. But on the spot, very difficult. Anyway, we have to be expert at all these
Maharaj,
things. Yeah.
one more thing I just want to add, I heard it somewhere, is that if such a situation arises and you cannot escape, then glorify that person and speak something good about that person. That person means the person who is blaspheming.
Blasphemy.
Because once they hear their glories, then they will forget about others' blasphemy, and then they will start good about themselves. And
Yes.
situation will nullify that.
Yes. Yes, it's a good idea. Any other question?
Maharaj, in the beginning you said that chanting the holy name means we are glorifying Krishna. My question is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Atma Ram. Then why do we need to glorify him? Is it not flattering?
Yes, flattering of a good thing is good. Flattering good Krishna is good, isn't it?
But will he not sense that this guy is flattering me?
He may, but flattering is good. Flattering bad is bad, but flattering good is good. So we should flatter good. Krishna is all good, and we should flatter him. So he will feel more good. So that's our idea.
Yeah, I wish I should have done Vishisha Prabha and you. Maharaj, I've got two questions, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, sometimes you always mention and put that post in the group that Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, chant anyway. I mean, if you are distracted, chant anyway. If you're getting some lusty thoughts, chant anyway. If your focus is not there, chant anyway. So there's a whole list of things Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that chant anyway. So that chant anyway is just to encourage neophyte devotees, Maharaj, or is it for like all the devotees, like for Madhyama and advanced devotees?
All the
Maharaj?
devotees. All the devotees.
All the devotees.
Yes.
Okay, Maharaj. Maharaj, another thing, Maharaj, I wanted to know is, because I've heard from others also, Maharaj. So, like Srila Prabhupada said, you follow 16 rounds. You follow 16 rounds and follow the 4 regulative principles and do some service to the Vaishnavas and to the deities and be in association of devotees. Then if there's anything is lacking, I'll take you back to Godhead from the back door. Now my question is, Maharaj, like if we talk about breaking the vow of illicit sex, so Maharaj, like 6th canto mentions 8 types of illicit sex, ki meditating on a woman or thinking about sex, or like, so that is very intricate, Maharaj. That's very subtle, Maharaj. So, or if we think about Maharaj breaking the vow of gambling, so even mental speculation comes under gambling, Maharaj. Or when we overthink also, Maharaj. So we are overthinking, we are mentally speculating, Maharaj. So definitely we are not purely following the 4 regulative principles subtly, Maharaj. So how do we know, Maharaj, then if we are not, I mean, grossly we are following the 4 regulative principles, but subtly if it's getting broken, Maharaj, by mental speculation or those 8 layers of subtle sex, which is mentioned in 6th canto, Maharaj. So how do we know, Maharaj, that when Prabhupada said, so
Just keep struggling with these things, and Krishna will see that here is this poor fellow trying to reach me and struggling very hard. So then he himself will come and help you out. Just like that sparrow and the eggs, the sea, ocean took, and Garuda helped that sparrow. So Krishna will see our pathetic situation. We are struggling to to get his lava, prem, Krishna will help. Krishna will have it. Bhaktavatsa. He cannot see his devotees into some kind of distressful condition. So tesham ham samuddarta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya avesita chetasham. Maya avesita chetasham. I become swift deliverer for that. Maya avesita chetasham. So we struggle for Maya avesita chetasham. And he will see our struggle and come and deliver us with Garuda. He will come, with Garuda, and Garuda will deliver you. You see that picture?
Thank you, Maharaj. So Maharaj, if we
hopes,
just avoid
hopes against hope. So good hopes against good hope. Yes.
So Maharaj, if we just avoid offending Vaishnavas and sincerely chant and serve Vaishnavas, so then Maharaj, we can be assured that we have all the hope, Maharaj, right?
110%.
Maharaj, one last thing. I just wanted to ask you.
Yes.
You briefly mentioned about 6 offenses against Vaishnava. Where does it come from, Maharaj?
Prabhupada is quoting that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and then ultimately it is coming from one of the Purana.
So Maharaj, when we do a service, right? So when we are doing service in the temple or for the temple, knowingly or unknowingly you offend the Vaishnavas, right? Like when you are working on something, unknowingly or knowingly you just offend them, right? So how to deal with that, right? If you think on that side, hey, I am offending, then you will not be able to do the service. But if you have to do the service, so how to deal with that thought?
Well, you can pray to Krishna that please help me not to offend any Vaishnava. So we should keep praying like that. Anyway, so we should keep praying not to offend Vaishnavas. If you offend Krishna, Krishna will forgive you. By chanting holy name, you can get that forgiveness. But if you offend Vaishnava, then nahi paritran. So it's very severe. We have to always be conscious and cautious not to offend Vaishnava. That's very, very crucial, bad, because that will keep us in material world forever. Everything else can be forgiven, but this cannot be forgiven. Offense against Vaishnava cannot be forgiven unless कांटा जहाँ से घुसा है वहाँ से निकालना होगा. अर्थात whoever Vaishnava you offend, you have to have his forgiveness. Nobody else will forgive you. Excuse me. So you have to 3 ways. You offer him prasad, you offer him obeisances, and you beg his pardon. So it's very, very difficult to overcome Vaishnava offense. We should be very careful.
So Maharaj, the definition of Vaishnava is very big, right? There could be different meanings. So when we say Vaishnava, and we have all kind of devotees.
I define Vaishnava. Who is Vaishnava? I define in the time of initiation in Columbus recently. So I said that definition of Vaishnava is one who gets initiated in Vaishnava tradition, Vaishnava, and one who chants Vishnu mantra, and one who worships Vishnu Murti. He is called Vaishnava. Chanting Vishnu's name, mantra, and Murti, worshipping, and initiation in Vaishnava Sampradaya. He is called Vaishnava.
Sure, Maharaj. I think that is helpful because I was a little confused, right? When we say Vaishnava, like how we differentiate. Like we have all kind of devotees, right?
Yes.
Neophytes, Kanishta, Madhyam. So sometimes it becomes very difficult. And when the neophyte comes, like when the new people comes to the temple, there are a lot of different things happen, right? So that's where I was just worried, like if we are
Yeah,
even
but
offending them.
neophyte or advance doesn't matter. You don't want to offend Vaishnava. That is the idea.
Sure, Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank
Right.
you.